Oh God. Hello. Hi. Can you guys hear me properly? Let's try this. Did I do it correctly? No. Wait, give me a sec. Añadir. Did it. Esperando a Team Gold. Can you hear me properly? This is so awkward. Okay.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Hola. Green.
Yep.
Matching. Okay. Let's
Have no
go.
bullshit.
Oh, qué pena.
Please,
Let's
do you
go
listen to me
straight to
properly?
it. I think so.
Okay, all fine. Okay.
Vale, so let's start. This is the gold team. I think we're speaking with Blanca. If you could briefly introduce yourself.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Blanca Rollnert. I'll be your student, and I'm Spanish from Valencia, and I study in the Segovia campus.
Perfect. And you're running for the academics, right?
I'm running. Well, I present myself as I would like to be your next academics officer in Segovia campus, and I'm running for Team Gold.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you then more specific academic questions. One of your proposals that I think you did a video yesterday, but it was not really clear, was what is the academic harmonization all about? Since professors want to have their own autonomy when grading and doing their classes.
All right, so actually, I'm very glad that you made me this question because we know from the debate that a lot of people had questions regarding this. And we basically mean that, of course, professors should enjoy complete freedom to choose the teaching methods that they deem necessary or the most adequate ones to teach their syllabus or their subjects, but within some reasonable boundaries. Like, we are well aware of the fact that a lot of times people who have different degrees and same subjects, or even same subjects within the same degree, are treated differently, are graded differently, and this is definitely due to a lack of communication between professors. So we would like to enhance that communication process between professors so that they are just aware of what the other professors are doing. They can share ideas. And I think that this ultimately enhances the academic experience of everyone. If you want, I can give you some clear examples. For example, as I mentioned in my Insta stories, we're well aware of the fact that a lot of BBA students complain about how they have different professors for the same subject. And maybe that exam is elaborated by someone who's not their professor. And their professor has emphasized on certain parts of the syllabus that maybe are not necessarily the ones that the professor who's elaborating in the exam deems that necessary. So at the end of the day, they all show up to the exam, and undeniably, some of them are less prepared for that exam than other students. And basically, with academic harmonization, we want to fight for fairness. We want to fight for the equality of opportunity of everyone to have the same GPA score based on what they deserve, on their performance, and what they know on their knowledge, basically.
Okay. Another, well, no, I think it's fine. It was clear.
Okay.
A basic question that I think anyone could answer is why are you running for student government?
Myself or my team?
Yourself, and then we can discuss your team.
All right. So in my case, I have always been very passionate about academics. I actually describe myself as a pretty rigorous student, and I has had the chance, sorry, from the most modest version of myself. I think that anyone who had the chance to work close with me knows that I'm a rigorous student, and I also held a very similar position back home. I've been in the academics committee for 2 years, so definitely it was in my bucket list to run at some point as academic officer in government. And then regarding my team, I think we're all super proactive in uni. Like we have the drive, we have the passion, we have widely proven that we're people committed to improving the university, not movement, for
Mhm.
several reasons and in different sectors, sports, maybe writing. And basically all share that passion and that interest in an altruist way, improving this university and making everyone's experience way better.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question from Sebastian. Don't you think your team has too many second years from Segovia from the same or intertwining degrees? And I think it continues with that it might make it hard for you to relate to other degrees.
Well, I guess that this question is due to the fact that Maple is LLB VIR from my own class, and Lucas is VIR, and the three of us are in some classes together.
Mhm.
But honestly, I don't think it is a problem. Of course, it is undeniable that we have a better knowledge and understanding of the courses that we take. But if communication is efficient with all types of students, we believe that this shouldn't be a burden for a good management in case that we're elected as student government. And that's my honest opinion. Honestly, if that was the case, we only have an understanding of our own degrees, we wouldn't be able to portray and describe a lot of examples where
Mhm.
architecture students relate with, BBA students relate to, and stuff like that.
Okay. I think in a bit, Estefi will join us now. She's communications. Or
Yes.
okay, then I will save the communication questions for her. So on one of your proposals, you go for two campus, one community. This
Mm-hmm.
has been a proposal that has been carried on for like since student government has been created. Sometimes it is expected for Segovia students to go to Madrid and not vice versa.
All right.
How do you plan to address this or motivate students?
All right. So basically, thanks to Lottie, we have a very good understanding of this issue. Lottie, one of my team members, he owns his own company of event organizing. However, we don't want to relate to his own company, like we don't want to do that. But what we mean is that we think that we should stimulate both campuses and not conceive each other as rivals. We think that we're all students at the end of the day of the same university. We have to push that sense of brotherhood. Therefore, of course, we think that it should be shared between both campuses, like all events shouldn't focus on Segovia or just Madrid. We think
Mhm.
that they should take place in both campuses. And of course, we would push the university to put all the resources they have at our disposal to organize these events and ensure the proper transportation of, for example, all the Madrid kids that want to come to an event in Segovia or vice versa.
One of the ways you intend to do that, or as I understand, I think Sebastian too, because he asked a question, is through a transportation card. So if you could go a bit further into that idea.
Yes. Okay. So we know that there has been a lot of controversy stemming from this. First of all, I want to make clear that we don't propose the same as the white team. And I acknowledge, and I think it's very elegant to acknowledge one's mistakes that maybe we didn't formulate it properly in our post. But what we mean with this is that we want, for example, I'm going to talk about my personal experience, right?
Mhm.
Last year I took part in the legal clinic, right, which is one of the labs that you can do as a first year. And a lot of times I found myself in the position that I had to purchase train or bus tickets to go to some meetings in law firms in Madrid every single week and sometimes several times.
Mhm.
And I had to pay this with my personal savings. And of course, later university, if you prove it, will of course reimburse this money. But I was finding myself in a very difficult position sometimes because I was spending a bunch of money in this transport and this transportation
Yeah.
methods, and I had to wait for a month to the university to reimburse this. And I don't think this is fair, and I don't think they're taking into account the fact that for some students maybe it's not that easy to have that much money at their disposal. So what we
Mhm.
propose is that university creates some type of transportation cards, which is, I don't know if you know this, but they are credit card money cards. Money cards are basically cards that have not that much power, let's say, but you can enter money on them. It's like a wallet, but in the form of a card. So we just think that the university should put this type of card, have a bunch of them, so that these students that have specific academic needs, or not
Okay.
not necessarily academic, community development related, use them to go to Madrid campus or to go to Madrid to a law firm and stuff like that, and they shouldn't pay for this in advance, you know?
So it's specific students for academic needs, not just for the sake of going to Madrid for the weekend or whatever.
So exactly, yeah, and I'm
Okay.
very glad that you made it to clarify it.
Okay. I think I'll ask you one more question and then we can move to your peer. And the question is, how did you guys come together as a group? What was the pre-selection, or did you guys know each other before?
Okay, so actually it was super natural for us to come together. As I said, as I mentioned, Lucas, Maple, and I are in the same class. We friends before this experience started. Also, we were very good friends with Steffi. And honestly, for example, in my case, I didn't know Lottie from beforehand. It was very, I remember that the first conversation about this ever was between Lucas and I, because we both had the drive. We both were determined to run for student government at some point
Mhm.
in our lives, and we just kind of naturally came together and gathered and just shared our ideas, and realized that we all had this determination.
So there wasn't, for example, we have to have someone that has been in debate club or someone that has been in Stork or in IU athletics or something like that.
I mean, kind of me. Okay. I mean, of course, when we Lucas and I firstly talked about this, we had some points that we deem very relevant in mind, right? We for example, we're well aware of the fact that all of us should be from different degrees as far as we can,
Mhm.
cover different degrees. But yeah, there was no specific criteria. There was no list, like explicit list that we ever made about this.
And to end, what do you think you're gonna gain from the whole experience if you get elected? And so far.
Uh, if we get elected, what am I gonna gain from the experience? Um, Definitely time management skills, leadership skills, and organizational skills. Like I don't think this is. A lot of people usually claim that the guys that run for student movement do it just for the sake of their degree and their CV and their academic performance. In our case, I think this is more about improving personal, and also, of course, I want to mention that my dual degree, LBBAR, is very politics oriented. So I really
Mhm.
wanted to know what was the experience of campaigning. And of course, if we get elected, what is the experience of representing such a student body?
Okay. I think we should change to Steffi for the time. Is she gonna connect with this account or?
Yeah, exactly. So I think I should get
Okay,
out.
thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you, Laura, for your time too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I think we're waiting for Steffi now. She's the communications officer. I think she studies in the Madrid campus. Not 100% sure. Hi, how are you guys? Someone watching? Okay, I know. Did I do it correctly? It's loading. Um,
Hi,
hello.
how are
How are
you?
you?
Good, good. And you?
Good. So where are you doing your quarantine?
Well, I've been trying to keep busy, like focus on schoolwork. Also, like I've been taking some classes online and nothing I'm with my mom, my grandma, and my dog, so it's a bit entertaining.
I mean, that's better than being alone, like
Yeah,
some
no,
people.
totally, totally.
Okay, so you're Steffi. you're running for communications officer, right? For Team
Yes.
Go. Why did you decide to run for student government?
Well, I decided to run because in school, like in high school, I was super involved in like student government and like clubs, and I really liked it because I felt like I was like making a difference with like at least my grade. And then when I came to IE like last year, because I'm okay, I'll explain that later. But I was in BBA first year, but then I decided to change majors because I noticed that I was looking for a more like creative path.
Mhm.
And so I noticed that IE like has a lot of like of involvement lacking. And so when Blanca approached me this year saying that if I wanted to join student government, I was super excited, and I thought like it's a great opportunity to make a change and to make a better experience for all the students, because I think we all deserve it, and we deserve to have like more involvement in school, because I feel like IE lacks that a bit.
Mhm. In regards to involvement, as you said, one of your communications proposals is to have the events being published in advance with 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you think that is gonna solve involvement, or do you have other proposals?
Yeah, I mean, like that proposal like stems from the fact that for like at least I have been in IE for almost 2 years, and most of the events that have happened, I've like gotten notice that like I realized we have them until like one day before, when I already have plans made, or even after the event happens. And I think IE does amazing events that we should all take advantage of, but it's super hard for like everyone to be reading the whole newsletter every time. So us, like, we want to like commit to you and say that we're gonna, from our own email account, we're gonna be emailing the separate events that they're gonna be happening with 2 weeks in advance, so you can plan and attend to all the ones you want and not miss them.
So, okay, so I understand. 2 weeks prior, you're gonna send from your email to the students the events that are gonna happen.
Yeah,
So it's
email. Yeah, email plus like, WhatsApps and everything that we have in our hands to make everyone know that there's an event happening. Like, we really want everyone to take advantage of the events that he does.
in a way, it's similar to a newsletter. No?
Yeah, it is. But the thing is that a newsletter informs you of a lot of things, at once. And we like, what we want to do is we don't want to spam you, like, don't get me wrong. But what we want to do is like be able to send you an email. Like, if you're interested, it will say, for example, like a headline, like event on this date about this. So if you're interested, you open the email. But what a lot of people do, and I have done it too, is that you receive the newsletter and you know that there's going to be a bunch of like things publicized there. I don't know how to say that. So probably you won't open it because you think like there's nothing interesting, like important for me here. So we want to like make that better, in a sense of sending like separate emails, and like better communication.
Okay. I think it's gonna be hard, nor particularly because of your proposal, just because general I involvement, if they don't open a newsletter, I don't know if they would open another extra email. And one of the problems is that we have so much content coming to us that we are saturated. So I don't know how would to tackle that. I don't know if another email on top of that would be a good
Yeah, no,
idea.
definitely. Well, that's our main like proposal right now, but we're open to like to know how everyone, like how the student body wants to be approached. So
Of
like,
course.
if they prefer that we send WhatsApp on the WhatsApp group, or that we put posters up, like, we just really want to do everything in our hands for everyone to be able to know what's going on.
Um, Bearing in mind that
Sorry,
one of
sorry.
your proposal can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, bearing in mind that one of your proposals, or your team proposals, not specifically communications, is that you want to increase the amount of exchange options for different degrees.
Yeah.
How do you plan to do this since these partnerships are IE with other universities? Are you going to approach the universities themselves, or what is your plan?
No, what we want to do first and try to go this way is talk to IE and basically say, because I have a lot of friends, for example, that they're in different degrees and they wish they had an opportunity to go to exchange in a place that another degree has opportunity, but it's not the case for every degree. Like, for example, I'm in communications and I don't have as many like options as BBA has, and I'm glad it has that many options, but I think that every single degree should have maybe not the exact same, but like approximately the same amount of opportunities, to go on exchange and internships too. Because I know there's like a lot of complaints from people in communications, because I have older friends in communications, that they wish there was like more opportunities to do internships and very like focused on communications. But we feel like IE sometimes forgets a little bit about other maybe smaller degrees, and we want them like to take everyone into account, equally.
I also do comms, so I actually like understand completely
Mhm.
your point of view because I wanted to go to Italy and I had nothing to go there.
Yeah, no, that's what we want to change.
So if you do, it will be great. I do think it's difficult because there is some legislation involved and some partnerships that I don't know if student government has the power to actually change it.
Yeah, probably we don't have the like direct power, but I feel like we have the power of the voice from like the students. So encouraging university to push that more, I think would make a difference, because I feel like people as of now, they just take it for granted. They're like, oh, whatever, they're not going to change it. They don't like,
Hmm.
there's not a big like student body that like goes and makes a petition, and we really want to fight for that.
Okay. Mm, mm. To the last question, and I think someone on the chat already asked it, is in the case that we stay fully online on September, because it's a possible scenario that can happen, have you guys thought of how you could do student government online, especially as one of your key proposals is the sports involvement, and that can't be done online?
Yeah, actually, we were talking about it with my team very recently, because we were thinking like, what happens if we're still like for another semester online? And although we hope not, because what we want is like face to face, yeah, like everyone wants that. We're really, really, really committed to taking advantage of having like more free time, because you're at home, and use that time to communicate more with university, in order to like move all this that when we're back at university, they're all like approved, and we can go straight like to the things we've proposed, like to the activities we've proposed, so that everything is ready from before, and we also want like encourage all the students to take more courses and to take like online courses offered by IE and other universities, but especially
Mhm.
we want to have a very, sorry, it's loading, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, what we want to do is have a very personal connection with the student body. So we want them to express, especially if we're online, to express their like what they want from IE, or from not even IE, like in general from quarantine, and for us to try to make that happen. If that's a more specific course they want IE to offer, or a seminar they want IE to offer online for free, we want to be able to take that into account and be the voice of the students.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to leave or tell people that are watching us? before we
Well,
close?
just that we're super excited, and if we get to win the election, that I hope so, I think that we'll do a good job because we're very very committed to you guys, and we really know we have a lot of experience. We know what IE is lacking, and we want to make it better for everyone. So yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. I wish
Thank
you and your
you.
team best of luck in
Thank
these
you.
elections. Ciao.
Thank you so much.
I don't know if I took them out. Did I take them out? Yeah. Well, yeah. Guys, that was the interview with Team Gold, with Blanca, the academics, and Estefi, communications. And we have tomorrow, I believe, at 5, red team with Alex, and then yellow team at 7:30 with Ricardo and Maria Laura, the communications officer. I hope you enjoyed this. This will be available on 24-hour thingy and hopefully soon on YouTube.